We're here in the newest Kraken pool area where you catch the Kraken, fish, and the ancient Kraken. In order to open this hole to go in this area, you need to complete 4 puzzles, which if you haven't, you can search it up probably in Google. You'll see a tutorial, or you could go to the FISCH wiki and they'll explain how to do those 4 puzzles. And then once you complete all those puzzles, you'll be able to come here to the Kraken area, which is a Kraken hunt event, which happens like the Megalodon, where you could fish it, try to fish it for a limited amount of time and try to get the Kraken. So we're going to attempt to get our first Kraken. There's also an ancient Kraken, which is super rare. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but what I've heard, whenever there's an Kraken event, you use the Poseidon Raft totem, and then there's a 2% chance of getting the ancient Kraken when you use the Poseidon Raft totem. So a 2% is very low. If you want to have a guaranteed chance, you're gonna have to spend 75 million credits on the Poseidon Raft totems. We're gonna definitely do that another time. That's not our main goal today, because I'm gonna need a lot of money for those Poseidon Raft totems. Because if you don't know, one of those Poseidon Raft totems costs 1.5 million credits, and the 2% chance is very low. So we're gonna have to save up quite a lot of money to try even get an ancient Kraken, unless you're super lucky and you're able to get it in the first Poseidon Raft totem that you use, which is very unlikely to happen to me. So we're gonna try to get a Kraken event, our first Kraken fish. In order to do that, we have here 262 sundial totems. We're gonna spam these until we get our first event. I haven't seen one. Not sure if it's gonna work the same as the Megalodon, but I guess this is why we're gonna be testing it. So I'll be back once we use quite a lot of these sundial totems, and hopefully the next clip that you see is me trying to get this Kraken fish. After 20 sundial totems later, we got our first Kraken event, as you can see, spotted in Atlantis. We also got a Megalodon event, but we're gonna here try to get our first Kraken. We are gonna use the Poseidon Raft totem as well. We have a total of 6 minutes with this totem before the effect leaves. If you are gonna be trying to get to the Kraken, I'll definitely recommend to get some type of rod that has quite high resilience, like the Heaven rod. It has already automatically 30% resilient with the rod. If not, definitely get it in chat, because what I've heard, this has some high progression speed, like -90, way more higher than the Megalodons. I think this is the Kraken, but just the regular Kraken, which has a -75% progress speed. Pretty sure this is the regular Kraken, because I think the ancient Kraken is a -90. That actually wasn't the Kraken. That was just a mythical fish in this area, which had -75% progress speed. I think this is the Kraken, the -85 progress speed, because when I reeled it in, it showed the exotic symbol. So I think this is the Kraken. So I think the ancient Kraken is the one that has a -90 or 95 progress speed. And there is the cutscene of me catching the Kraken, my first Kraken, which only took 20 sundial totems, 20 or 30. But sadly, it isn't the ancient Kraken, which is the super rare one. As you can see over here in the chat, has caught the Kraken, which weighs 4,398 kg, the Kraken. So this is just the regular Kraken, which isn't the ancient Kraken. The ancient Kraken, like I said, has a 2% chance of getting it with the Raft totem, which is super rare. But we caught the regular Kraken. This is our first Kraken that we got in our first Kraken hunt event. We are going to be doing a video of appraising this Kraken. But as you can see over here, if you go to the bestie area, Kraken, baked, truffle, warm, time, night, which is night. The ruler of the absolute depths, a being of such immense power that its mere presence warps the fabric of reality. Few have ever witnessed its true form and live. The Kraken exotic. Pretty sure you can't see the ancient Kraken, or I have no idea, but I think it is labeled as a secret. So it's not exotic, it's a secret. But this is the Kraken, the exotic. In order to get it, you need to complete the 4 puzzles, and then once you complete the 4 puzzles, go underwater and you'll see this hole. You'll need to complete 1 more wheel puzzle, and then you'll be able to come here and fish for the new Kraken hunt event. But before we end off this video, I need to check the price on the Kraken. The real question here is if the Kraken is more expensive than the Phantom Megalodon, because currently average price, I'm pretty sure that Phantom Megalodon is like 17,000, 18,000 credits. So we're gonna see here if the Kraken is more expensive than that, and then I'm pretty sure the ancient Kraken should be even way more expensive. That's probably gonna be the first fish that you'll be able to get worth over 1 million credits by appraising. We made it to Moosewood. Let's check the price on the Kraken. We're gonna go over here to the appraiser. The price for this goes for 12,000 credits. So it's actually not more expensive than the Phantom Megalodon, but I'm pretty sure the Asian one should definitely be more expensive than the Phantom Megalodon. This is the average price of this probably goes for 12,000 to 14,000 credits. So it'll be pretty fun appraising this because of how the model of this looks like. It's obviously way more different than the fishes that we have ever seen. So it's definitely going to be very interesting on how a giant Kraken is going to look like. I caught my first Kraken fish. It's not really that hard. It's like basically like the Megalodon event. But the only thing I don't 100% know is if the time is the exact same as the Megalodon, which stays only there for 15 minutes. And then if you don't catch it, it leaves. But which most likely that probably will happen. If you don't get the Kraken in 15 minutes, it'll probably leave. So you'll definitely want to get a rod with high lug and use the truffle worm, which the Kraken likes. But that's the end of this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I got the Kraken. Now we need to go get the Asian Kraken, which is going to be pretty difficult. Hopefully not as difficult as the Moonstone.